sixth graders. Hello again, welcome to your class. I want to start this class telling you how happy I am because your homework assignments are very good. Let's start class doing some actions. You do what I do, okay? Okay, now class, let me tell you what we are going to do today. Class, the topic for today is past tense. Lately, we've been working really hard on writing complete sentences. It is very important that you write sentences that have a subject and a predicate. We already know that the subject part is super easy. First, for this part, we can use these pronouns, personal pronouns, I, you, he, she, it, we, or they. Simple. The tricky part, the part that we have to really pay attention to is the predicate because it is the verb which is gonna tell you if your sentences are in present, in past, in future, present progressive, past progressive, present perfect, or what tense. Okay? So, well, just like we did in the previous class about present tense and then different forms, today we are going to practice past tense in this four different forms, okay? In this four different tenses, I should say. We have regular simple past, regular simple past. Then also we have irregular simple past. Then we have past progressive. And finally we have past perfect. To begin with, let's read the example for regular simple past. This tense is regular because the verbs are regular. That means that when we use these regular verbs in past, all we have to do is add ed at the end of the verb. For example, learn, the past tense is learned. Another example of a regular verb, color, and the past tense, colored. Another example, watch, and the past tense, watched. Okay, ed at the end. That's what makes this regular. And it is simple past because it only has one verb in past. No combinations, no extra elements. Just one verb in past for finished action. I learned to tie my shoes in kindergarten. Finished. Did it, and that's it. Another tense is irregular simple past. Now in this case it says irregular. Remember here we said regular verbs that when you change them to past you add ed to them at the end of them. Irregulars are called verbs that when you change them to past, more letters change. You cannot add ed. No, don't. Irregulars change a little bit. Begin, began. Okay? And it is simple past Because there is, just like here, simple past, because there is only one verb in past to express finished action. Juan began the art club at his school. Finished. Did it and finished. The next tense is past progressive. Past progressive. Remember we mentioned in present progressive that progressive means an action, in this case, was in progress. It just kept happening. Let's read the example. They were jumping on the plane for hours. So just think about this. Somebody jumping, 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 jumping for hours. That jumping was in progress. It just continued happening. Now, past progressive, for past progressive, we need a helping verb, which is to be in past, which is was or were. Was is for singular and were for plural. So they were, it's plural, they were jumping. We need to be form in past and a verb with an ending ing. Okay? Good. And the last tense is past perfect. Past perfect needs the auxiliary verb, a helping verb, had. Remember for present perfect it was have? Well, for this one it is had plus a verb in past participle. Had been, had done, had written, had seen, had played. Okay? Twingen once. Okay, now let's look at the book page. Please now go to your page 87 in the book. It is about past tense. It's a verb review, it says. Okay, ready? Can you please help me read that information right under the title? Good. There are many ways to talk about things that have already happened. Read through some examples of the different types of past tense verbs. You see, to express past, we have here 4 different tenses. They are right there. In the book in purple, you'll see the same tenses. Regular simple past, regular simple past. The next one in the book says irregular simple past, which is this one. The next one in the book is past progressive, like here. And the last one is past perfect. Just like we did practice here, same thing in the book. Now, they also give you examples, which are the ones we already analyzed. Good. Can you now read instructions for the activity? Go. Replace the underlined verb in the sentence by changing it to the tense in parentheses. We did something similar for present tense, right? Now, okay, there is a number 1, there is a sentence which has the verb underlined, and then in the parentheses in blue, they're telling you which tense you're going to use to change that sentence. For example, can you read sentence number 1? Philip cooks breakfast when we got up. The underlined word is cooks. Remember what tense it is when the verb has an S? Cooks, colors, plays, dances. That is present. That is present. So, we need to change that sentence in present to what? Read the parentheses. Past perfect. Okay, let's see. Ready? Okay. Again, we want that same sentence, but now in past perfect. So, they underlined the verb. Because we will only change the verb. The rest of the sentence stays the same. That doesn't change. What changes is the verb. Okay? So please watch out for the verb combinations there. Okay? So I will say, Philip cooks. Philip cooks. That is present. No, thank you. We don't want present. We want past perfect. What is the formula? Had and the verb in past participle. Cook is a regular verb. Regular verb. What do we add at the end of regular verbs in past? Well, and in this case in past participle, ed. So it is had cooked. Okay, so your sentence will be, class, I'm going to ask you to please write all the sentence, complete sentence, rewrite it. Do not only give me the verb change. No, please. I'm going to be checking you write the complete sentence, okay? For practice. Thank you. Okay, let's read number 2. Tony writes an award-winning book by the age of 25. It says write. The verb is writes. Do you remember what tense it is when we add an S at the end of the verb? Present. Tony writes. If that's present, but we are practicing past. Now look at the parentheses. What are we gonna use? What tense are we gonna use? Irregular simple past. Irregular simple past. Okay? Let's see. This is what the book has. So no, thank you. That's not what we want. We want irregular simple past. It's irregular because this verb is irregular. What is the past tense of write? Wrote. But it's simple because we only have one verb. Like in this two, we have a combination of two verbs. But in simple, it's only one. Now, remember, I don't just want this as answer. No, I want you to write the whole sentence. And that's so simple because all you have to do is copy all the information. So your sentence will be, Tony wrote an award-winning book by the age of 25. Okay? If you need to stop the video now, do it and write your answer. Ready? Good. Now let's do number 3. Priya babysits her sister when her parents were at work. Again, babysits. What tense is that in? Babysits. If there's an S at the end of the verb, that means this verb is in present. But the book says, in the parentheses, we need to change this sentence to past progressive. Past progressive. Ah, okay. For past progressive, we need was or were. Let's look at the subject. Priam, I'm thinking it's a lady, a girl. So we say, how we can use the name? It's okay if we use the name. So we're going to say, Priya babysits is present. No, thank you. This is singular, so what form of to be are we using? Was. Babysits, that's the verb. Babysitting. Because remember, the verb plus ing. Babysitting her sister when her parents were at work. Remember, I want to see the complete sentence. If you need to stop the video and finish this exercise, do it. Okay, you're back. That means you finished your exercise. Now, there's only one exercise left, which is number 4. That one, I want you to read it and analyze it the way we did with the first 3. Okay? You do that one. Now, class, this is it. We just finished. But before we say goodbye, I need you to go over what we did today. I'm going to ask you, what tense did we work today? Past tense. How many different forms to express past tense did we practice today? How many? 4. They are irregular simple past, regular simple past, irregular simple past, past progressive, and past perfect. Okay? One last thing. In a sentence, listen to this one. In the sentence, where is the tense? Where can we see the tense of a sentence? In the subject or in the predicate? In the predicate. More specifically, in the verb. All right, class, I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Have a nice weekend.